José and I love doing commentaries, but we've run out of films to cover. The series Commentary of Clive's Contemporaries allows us to look in the background and see what movies were happening when the Clive Barker movies and sequels were being made. We choose a range of movies, and you, the listeners, vote for which ones we cover. This series was sponsored by our listeners in the 2025 Kickstarter campaign, Clive Barker Podcast Presents Fundraiser 11, the Patron Configuration, and covers a range of years from 1973, Salome, to 2024, Night of the Zoopocalypse, and beyond. Welcome to episode 526 of the Clive Barker Podcast, and we're returning to the Clive's Contemporaries series, this time movies from 1985 that were up against Transmutations or Underworld, right? That's
sure.
Clive's first full-length movie. And we had a bunch of choices that you were able to vote on, you the listeners. We had Return to Oz, Return to the Living Dead, Reanimator, The Stuff, Life Force, House, Silver Bullet, Demons, Death Wish 3, and Ghoulies. And
oh, yeah.
Yeah, those were the ones we gave everybody to vote on. And the winner was Stephen King's Silver Bullet. So that's what we're going to be watching tonight.
Yeah, we're stepping into Tarker's Mills with snow-choked streets and church bells ringing across frozen fields and something moving under the full moon. It's a werewolf movie.
and every man in this town is a drunk.
True. Yep. And it's got Gary Busey.
Yes.
Yay.
Yeah,
playing a crazy uncle.
He's the leader of the drunks.
He's drinking like straight off the bottle, like wild turkey or something. It's crazy.
While he's babysitting his nephew.
I know.
Yeah.
Great example there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But we'll get to it. So Stephen King's Silver Bullet. This was a 1985 movie directed by Daniel Attias. And I'm like, who is this guy? So I looked him up on IMDb, and his credits are he was like an assistant director on a lot of like big movies, but then he never really went on to direct much of anything except for TV series. Like he would do certain episodes of a bunch of famous TV shows.
Yeah. He began as an assistant director for filmmakers like Steven Spielberg, Francis Ford Coppola, and Wim Wenders. He directed Miami Vice and 21 Jump Street and Northern Exposure, from what I see here.
Yeah.
He also did some episodes of The Sopranos, 6 Feet Under, and Homeland. So there you go.
Yeah, and he was an assistant director on E.T., I think, which I could kind of see that, like the scenes with E.T. running through the grass. I wonder if he had, was directing that, because there was some stuff kind of similar to that in this movie. And
a good bit of trivia there that E.T., the character, was designed by Carlo Rambaldi, who also designed the werewolf for this movie.
Right. Yeah, that was a factoid given to us by Ed Martinez.
Well, I knew that before.
Oh, okay.
But sure. It's a weird-looking werewolf. We'll get to that. I mean, I think
we will.
Bear.
So if anybody out there wants to follow along, we're paused right before the Paramount Mountain, with the stars around it. Do you want to do the countdown?
Sure. So when we do the countdown, you hit play, so you'll be synced with us. That's 3, 2, 1, play.
Here we go. Paramount.
Paramount, which is currently trying to buy another studio, right? Warner Brothers?
Oh, is that what? Yeah.
I think. Dino De Laurentiis production right there.
Yeah.
So
Conan the Barbarian and this.
Yep. And this is adapted by Stephen King from his very own illustrated novella, Cycle of the Werewolf, which came out in 1980, I think. And had illustrations by the great late Bernie Wrightson.
And Gary Busey gets top billing in this.
Yep. Followed by Everett McGill from Twin Peaks and Dune and other movies like that.
And one of the Coreys.
Yep, Corey Haim.
I think you have to give credit to Corey Haim, because I think it would be tough for a kid to act like he's paralyzed through the whole movie.
Yeah, and he's so young in this one, right?
Yeah, I was thinking about that with the scene with him climbing down the drain pipe, and he couldn't use his legs. I mean, your instinct would be to use your legs to climb down that, and he couldn't do it. And then he sits down on this thing, and he's like moving his legs over with his hands. And he did a pretty good job. Maybe it was the directing too.
So springtime, and this shot shows up in Nightbreed. I swear to God.
Oh, of
that wide angle shot of
the
yeah.
So here's our first drunk character, right? From a long string of drunks.
That's right. This is the same opening as Cycle of the Werewolf. This is Arnie Westrom, flagman on the GS and WM Railroad.
Oh.
Based on the novelette right there.
Yeah. Music intensifies. That's what my subtitle said.
The music is by Jay Chataway. He did music for movies like Maniac and Maniac Cop 2 and other movies like that. And then he did a lot of music for Star Trek Next Generation and Star Trek Voyager.
Okay. It seems like pretty standard kind of like spooky atmospheric kind of music. Nothing that really, really stands out like, the theme for Halloween or anything.
Sure. It's a soundtrack made with it mixes between orchestral and synth based.
Oh, okay.
But I like when it goes like,
yeah.
That's kind of like the go-to thing for when the werewolf's about to show up.
Yeah.
Got a nice view, predator vision there.
Yeah. They do that quite a bit in this movie with the werewolf. I guess that's a spoiler for, I don't know, is that a spoiler that this is a werewolf movie?
Whoa, you see that head just flying?
Yes.
Dang.
It was flying in slow motion and spinning around.
I like how when he kills him, all of a sudden people are like looking up and like, what was that?
Yeah.
Oh, ants all over the face there.
So they didn't show that hitting his little car thing that he had on the tracks.
No,
because that was behind him on the tracks. The train went by him, but it didn't hit that car.
Oh, and this place, Tarker's Mills, is in Maine, of course, just like pretty much every other story that Stephen King writes.
Yeah.
And that's
Marty's parents.
Sister.
Yeah.
There's Terry O'Quinn over there. He's a sheriff. He was in stuff like Lost and
oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Millennium.
I knew I'd recognized him, and I couldn't think of from where. But it was probably Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me.
Is he in that movie?
I don't remember. I saw that
Everett
more
McGill
than the TV show.
Yeah. Well, she has to go check up on her brother.
Yeah.
And that girl teases her about it. Like,
yeah.
I wonder what kind of snake that is.
They said garter snake in the narration.
Oh, okay.
They don't have teeth, so they can't really bite you. I used to catch them all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In Washington, we don't have snakes in Alaska.
Right, too cold for them.
Yeah.
So the novelette is kind of based on the months of the calendar, so it's like 12 vignettes. And like January is when the flagman gets killed, for example. So having been adapted by Stephen King himself, it's pretty close to the original story. That's quite a mobility device he's got.
Yeah. Yeah, I find out that his Uncle Grady, Uncle Red, his Uncle Red rigged that up for him with I guess probably a lawnmower engine. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, most people would just use their hands to twirl the wheels, but he's got like a motorized one.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and most motorized wheelchairs are electric, but his is gas powered and really loud.
That poor girl, though, she got all muddy. Brady's a real jerk.
Yeah. Well, he's going to get his.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And all the parents in this movie are awful, except for his parents. Marty's parents are all right, I guess.
There's just a little for. What was that? All the other parents, what?
Are terrible people, except for Marty's parents.
Yeah.
So who are those people to her? How does she know them?
Well, it's kind of a small town, right?
Yeah. And she's going to be she's going to come up to being a victim pretty soon.
It's funny because in this movie, in this part, this is going to be the next victim. Spoilers.
Yeah.
She's pregnant and the guy refuses to admit the baby is his. So she's going to try to commit suicide. Yeah. But in the novelette, the victim is called Stella Randolph, and she's a kind of a chubby girl that people tease about being fat. She sends her own Valentine's cards to herself. And then she's daydreaming about having a boyfriend, and the werewolf shows up at night on her window and kills her. But it's kind of she's kind of like almost thinks she's dreaming because she's like a shape of a man, but then it turns out to be the werewolf.
Oh, yeah. So in this, they changed it up a little bit to give the werewolf kind of a lame excuse for killing her.
Oh yeah.
His motivation is pretty messed up. Like, it's really a stretch, that he's trying to justify what he does, and it's pretty lame.
I think he knows what he is, and I think he was just trying to trick the kid into believing him, but
he wants to make it seem like he's doing people over and helping to send them to heaven and stuff like that.
Damn, she's being really mean.
Yeah.
Well, it's his third divorce.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, though, being in the third divorce, how does he have that much money to make that bike and then send her parents
what
off?
is he's got his own house. I wonder what his job is.
Yeah.
We never find out in this movie. Maybe it says in the story.
I don't remember that.
We haven't seen Uncle Red yet. I always think, when I think of Gary Busey, I always think of his whacked out character from Predator 2.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's pretty wild. I mean, right now he's going through a rough time. He's being accused of being kind of a sex pest. So there's that.
Oh, geez.
He had a bad accident, and I think he got some brain damage.
Oh.
That's why his face is so weird. I think after this movie, of course. Here, it's just his plain old self being weird. I like that he's trying to make up with his sister.
Yeah.
It's too bad about Corey Haim. He looks so innocent and childlike in this scene.
Wow, my sound is way off.
Sure get a lot of shots of the moon in this movie.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense, I guess.
This scene reminds me a little bit of Rawhead Rex. You know, the scene where the pregnant woman gets attacked.
Yeah, right. Which all happened a year later, so maybe not a coincidence.
Hey, who knows?
Yeah.
Oh God, this is intense. Like when she says that she hopes that the baby goes to heaven. What were we gonna say?
So did she already she already took the pills? I didn't realize that.
Well, she's taking them one by one, right?
Oh, okay. Wonder how heavy a werewolf would be. Could he really climb up that flimsy-looking trellis right there?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Because I think an adult would have a hard time doing that without breaking it.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is just one of those convenient tropes.
So here's our first sort of glimpse at the werewolf. It's not my favorite design. Yeah, my favorite werewolf is the one from Howling. I love those ones. They're all skinny and gangly, and they're like 12 feet tall.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
Yeah. And American Werewolf in London one is pretty cool, too.
So I was looking up. The key makeup effects were handled by Michael McCracken Jr. and Matthew W. Mungle, with additional work by Jill Rockow and Michael Stein. Of course, the design was by Carlo Rambaldi. And there's a quick video about the werewolf suit that I will add to the show notes. Yeah, according to Ed, some of these guys, Mike McCracken, worked on things like Return of the Living Dead and the Swamp Thing movie.
Oh, okay. The zombies looked pretty cool in Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
This is definitely a small town sheriff's office. It's just a sheriff and a deputy.
And now now the deputy's drunk, and just like here's all the men in the whole town. It seems like in this stupid bar. Yeah,
it's like a kind of a wood panel tavern. Looks pretty comfortable.
And he's got it's like a clip-on tie, and it's clipped over to the right side of his uniform.
This tavern kind of takes the place of like a makeshift town hall.
Yeah.
And of course, that guy who plays Andy Fairton is Bill Smitrovich.
Oh, yeah.
He,
I remember when
been in a lot of cool
this
stuff.
bartender dude was a guest star on The Simpsons when Bart shoplifted.
Uh-huh.
And he was the store security guard that caught Bart.
Yeah, that's
no returns
Lawrence
for
Tierney.
busted merchandise, and he says like capiche.
Yeah, that's
and Bart
Lawrence
said, "I
Tierney.
understand everything except for capiche."
He's got that big baseball bat called a Peacemaker.
Yeah,
I like that. Every movie he shows up, he looks tough as nails.
Yeah.
And he's in Reservoir Dogs, I think. That's probably the first time I saw him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he plays Don Brodka in The Simpsons.
Yeah, that's right, Don Brodka. There was something in the commentary for that episode where they made a joke and he didn't understand the joke and he kept messing it up. I'm trying to think of what it was.
I think that's like his wannabe girlfriend, maybe.
Yeah.
There's a bit of an emotional escalation there as they pass the scene of the murder of that lady. That's pretty heavy for the kids. She's been hearing noises. What's that check? There's drunk dad number 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or drunk guy number 2. Oh, she got a kiss. And that dad is like terrible. He's going to complain about the kid walking in a wheelchair.
She doesn't really seem scared of him, though. Maybe he's a harmless drunk.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, drinking a stubby. Jesus Christ. He's such a jerk.
Yeah. And I'm a little confused. Why would the werewolf be hanging out in the shed on those guys' property when he has his own, like the church property he could hang out in?
Yeah, I wonder if it's a misdirection because I didn't feel any major payoff on that.
Yeah.
He's running empty.
Yeah.
Because that thing runs on gas. He makes a few, not the best jokes here.
Yeah.
Check the driver's bullshit level. Okay, he's just being funny. But there's definitely kind of almost like a 50s aesthetic to that gas station, right?
Yeah.
Like little town America.
Does this take place in, was it 1978?
I guess.
Yeah, it said at the start.
See, there he is drinking Wild Goose straight from the bottle.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course his the mother is like not happy about him hanging around with Marty.
Well, sure. I mean, look at Gary Busey's character Red. He's got a ripped up vest that's dirty. He's got his hair all messed up. I mean, where'd he come from?
Yeah.
It looks like he just woke up and rolled out of like a garage or something.
Yeah.
Seriously, that vest is ridiculous. Like,
read him and weep.
Yeah. Mom's like, when's my brother going to get his shit together?
Yeah. Well, is it her brother or the father's brother?
Oh, it's her brother, yeah. There's a point in the movie where he tells the kids, like, you know, your mom and I used to be very much like you two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, look, people still kissed each other in the family home.
Yeah.
You don't see that anymore. Like now he probably would like give him a high five or something.
Yeah.
People don't kiss anymore. Hey, but you know, they got a fancy little lift there for the chair. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Bacon
so
faces.
he must have another wheelchair up at the top of the stairs too.
Look, see, after he gets out of sight, his face totally drops and he's miserable.
Yeah.
He's an alcoholic. He's going through a divorce. Yeah. Well, she's got a point there. This is
she's totally right.
Yeah, definitely. He goes from being like the fun uncle who might forget your birthday to Almost like a blacksmith that forges the silver bullet.
Well, he knows somebody that forges the silver bullet.
Yeah, that's right. An armor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now this guy's watching wrestling.
Yeah.
Old time wrestling.
Yeah.
That's the little girl's dad, right? That was yelling?
Yeah. Yes. This is his last night alive. Yelling at the TV.
So yeah, I guess the werewolf was hiding in that shed.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's really weird. I don't understand why he would be in there.
This is kind of like more closer to what happens in the novella in the first kill, which is the guy from the railroad.
Yeah.
He's in the novella. He's sitting inside his own shack, and he starts hearing scratching and noises and thumping from the outside, and then he goes outside to see what's going on, and that's when the werewolf attacks him. So it's not like he's out in the tracks like in the movie.
Yeah. This guy gets a gun just to shoot somebody who knocked over a pot.
Sure.
It's like...
Did you notice the lack of a gun safe and just the gun rack on the wall with his guns right there?
I wonder what he's growing. Look at all those greenhouses and stuff and outbuildings.
Well, he's probably growing some of that reefer.
Yeah, maybe. Would have been illegal.
Just joking. But that's a good point. What is he growing there? Maybe he's the town gardener, the alcoholic gardener, I guess.
Or maybe the wife is and he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, when you look inside, there's not really a lot of plants there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they smashed all the pots.
But there's this isn't the only greenhouse. There's a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he's got a plant nursery.
Yeah, this reveal of where the werewolf is kind of funny.
Yeah, he's not actually inside the shed. He's underneath it.
Yeah, what is he doing in there?
Well, it's not as weird as...
How did he get down there?
He is in the crawl space, right?
Well, sheds don't have a crawl space.
Well, they got to have something because he's under that.
They usually just sit right on the ground.
Oh, did you see his eyes there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like just house plants.
Yeah.
The typical house plant variety that is growing in there.
Yeah.
Like you said, maybe it's his wife.
Yeah, that's a spider plant right there. And there was a spider hanging in front of the spider plant.
That was the lamest jump scare in the whole movie.
Yeah.
Someone just dropping.
Yeah, there's a lot of suspense for this about a character that we don't care about.
Yeah.
I guess the suspense is really about what you're going to end up seeing some gory,
Well, the
not
movie wasn't
about this
very critically successful.
This actor?
No, I mean the whole movie. I don't think it was particularly successful in terms of critics and reviews. And also even the money it made. I think they spent like $7 million to make the movie, and then they got like $12 million.
Oh.
Damn, impaled. Maniac claims another victim. I don't understand why they think it's a person, because he obviously is tearing them apart.
Yeah.
They probably would.
Yeah, you would think they would think it was like a bear, or
a bear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they go from maniac to werewolf with like no other thoughts in between.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a little bit of a show don't tell why the mayor is putting more pressure on the sheriff in that scene, because he's got a button saying re-elect O'Banion for mayor.
Yeah.
So it's like election season, and this stuff is happening.
Oh, yeah. So he wants to take the credit for putting a stop to it.
Sure. Hey, for someone who doesn't exercise his arms like spinning his own wheels, he can climb a tree pretty well.
Yeah.
And this is the part where you were saying that he's acting like his legs don't work here.
Yeah, well, it was when he climbed down the drain pipe to sneak out of his house later on.
Oh, yeah. So that's the same friend that did the garter snake trick prank on the girl, right?
Yeah.
Brady?
Yeah, Grady.
Yep, there you go. Heck yeah. And then when he makes him the updated silver bullet, then that's really obnoxious because it's like smoke everywhere and even louder, right?
Yeah.
So in the novella, there is also a kid that gets killed playing with kites until it's too late. I think that's in the month of April, I think.
So in this,
Brady Kincaid, 11 years old.
So in the book, all the killings take place just once a month, like
yeah,
and
because
whenever
the cyclical
moon comes
thing,
up?
right? Yeah, because of the cycle of the werewolf. That's the title of
Okay.
the story.
But
So
yeah,
every
here
28
they don't.
days.
Here they don't do that. It seems like it's all within a pretty close period of time. That just I hate that stupid clip-on tie clipped over to the side of his shirt. That's so stupid.
I just noticed that. You'd imagine that a deputy would have a real tie.
Is he wearing a bald cap? His head looks so weird.
I know. I thought the same thing. It's possible that it was a bald cap.
It looks pretty realistic, but then he just doesn't. Something about him doesn't look right.
I know. It's almost like he's been aged or something. I was wondering if it was an old age makeup, but you're right.
Yeah.
It feels like he's got like a bald cap. Oh, geez. Brady got killed off camera and the sheriff found him.
Yeah. And then they drove this guy over to the scene, and then he's like, "Wait, don't go up to it. What'd you drive him there for, then?"
Yeah. Well, there's only one deputy. It's kind of hard.
Yeah. And he's drunk. And he's drunk and he's driving.
Yeah. He definitely looks like he shaved his head because I think I see kind of like a little shadow on his head.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's what it is. He shaved his head to look like he was bald.
Oh, my God. They don't show anything, but
yeah,
it's pretty intense. This movie is weird. It sits between like kid adventure and brutal horror, right?
Yeah, like almost like a Steven Spielberg movie.
Mm-hmm.
And this preacher is so ineffectual, you know. And we find out why later, but he's so
sure.
You know, his words come out so hollow and meaningless. It's amazing that so many people listen to him.
Yeah, in the novella, Brady Kincaid is playing with his kite, and he plays for it for too long, and then his kite that he calls the Vulture has two like eyes, and the wind blows him into the bandstand, or that gazebo or bandstand that we saw where he's dead. And that's when he goes there, and then the werewolf roars and gets him.
Oh, yeah. I bet they shot some of that and then just left it out.
Yeah, it says here, Brady turns to run and dry arms suddenly encircle him. He can smell something like blood and cinnamon. So that's what the werewolf smells like.
Oh. When was Cycle of the Werewolf written?
1980.
Okay.
Well, that's when it was published. Not sure when it was written.
Right,
but,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me a little bit of Rawhead Rex in other ways, too. I mean, just that he's going after children.
Sure.
Yeah, and we've got the distraught father wanting to lead the vigilantes.
And and another thing that Uncle Red has is a convertible, right? Pretty cool.
Yeah, Uncle Red seems to be doing pretty well for himself, even though we don't ever see him or hear him talk about working.
Yeah. In the movie, you brought up the fact that this is not happening every month. And near the end of the movie, they do talk about, hey, isn't it supposed to happen only when it's a full moon if it's a werewolf? And then they come up with that explanation that, well, that's in the stories, right? Maybe he's always like this, but it's in the full moon that he gets his, the beast takes totally over completely.
Loses himself, yeah.
Right. So that's one of the things that's different.
Yeah. But they could have done this more faithfully and just said, February on the screen, but I don't know.
Well, I guess this makes it more, more continuous like a story, because the novella itself are more like 12 vignettes that come to a conclusion in the last few months.
Mm.
Arguably, the killings, at least in the beginning of the novella, are kind of unrelated. And it's just like, now it's January and this kid is playing, and then, his kite fell in there and now he hears a roar and he's dead.
Yeah.
And then it moves on to March. And it's like something like the priest, the reverend waking, having a scary dream where his congregation is turning into werewolves. And then he wakes up and he goes and he makes a sermon about the beast walks among us, More like vigilantism.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Kink's 80s period of blending childhood adventure with horror.
Yeah.
And I like that he made the monster be an authority figure.
Yeah.
These guys are totally like Sons of the Free.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cut to the weird guy with no hair again.
Yeah.
Man, 3-piece suits. They look so old now.
Yeah.
Herb. Sponsored by Coors.
Yeah.
It's like 2 signs of Coors in that shot.
Wow.
Silver bullet.
You're right. Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
This is where the emotion amps up, and it's like, okay, well, the law is not going to be able to hold back the posse.
The sheriff's thinking, like, I shouldn't have given him a copy of that picture.
Shouldn't have taken him to the murder scene. Jesus. Yeah. Who does that?
Yeah.
This is where the hysteria starts to come up. Again, I still think that I don't understand why they think it's a guy. I think they would imagine there would be an animal, right? I mean,
yeah.
Don't they have like forensics to see like the bite marks and stuff?
Maybe not.
But maybe I'm going too deep on this,
Well, yeah, they're a pretty podunk kind of a town.
Sure. I wonder if they even have a medical examiner.
Yeah. So this is interesting when the preacher's trying to put a stop to them. It's like, why does he care? He could just go home and not be a werewolf for tonight if he cared at all.
Sure. Maybe he's just trying to act the part, you know?
Yeah.
Or
well, yeah. I mean, so on the one hand, he's trying to stop them, but then on the other hand, he's going to kill some of them.
Well, maybe he knows that and also is trying to keep himself from being discovered, you know?
Yeah.
But this whole posse is going to fail so miserably. It's like, it's almost funny.
Yeah. Maybe you shouldn't be sneaking around in the woods where there's, 3 feet of mist on the ground.
All right, let's go. Let's hunt the monster.
Yeah.
Damn. Were they having a sale at shotguns at the feed store?
Yeah. Well, that leader guy had a gun store.
Oh,
that loudmouth guy that was always trying to fight with the deputy. Uh-oh, full moon. When I remembered watching this movie in the 80s, the only scene I remembered at all was the kid on the bridge with the fireworks, getting away from the werewolf.
Mm-hmm. I think I remember the most from watching this on TV, the scene where the priest with the eye patch is trying to run over the kid.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the most tense moment of the movie, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and it shows even in his human form, he's not a good guy, right? A lot of times in werewolf movies, they're a normal person in the daytime, and then at night they lose control and they don't know what happened.
These two guys are like almost like a comic relief.
Yeah, it's a weird sort of a comedy, though. It's like
he steps into a bear trap of sorts.
Yeah.
Hey, who spilled all the dry ice?
Yeah.
Snap.
God, so stupid. Why would he let go of it just because somebody else, hey, over here?
I know, and it's like, snap him again.
Yeah.
Hey, over here, snap. Ah! Dang. In the novella, the Reverend, he's depicted more like a cursed man. Like, he gets, the nightmares and he's kind of tormented.
Yeah. There's a little bit of that in the movie. He has one nightmare, right, where he's preaching to everybody and they're all kind of turning into werewolves.
Yeah. It's like a man of faith collapsing under the weight of his curse.
We're not at that dream just yet, but that to me felt like a big waste of their resources. I thought that dream was kind of lame and then they're doing like makeup of the transformations of all these people in the audience, and it just looked bad. And I just kept thinking, like, they spent a lot of time and effort and money to make that scene, and it just doesn't come off very good.
I liked it. I especially liked it when I saw it again because the dad of the kid that dies. I started looking at him like he looks kind of different all of a sudden. And then I noticed he's got fangs. And then the next shot is a little darker and he's got more hair. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, he's turning. Yeah. But that dream sequence in the novella is the month of May. That's the night before Homecoming Sunday.
And they, and in this movie, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I guess that's the first time that they let us in on the fact that the preacher is probably the werewolf. Is that dream?
Sure, that's a good foreshadowing moment. Again, like the werewolf was hiding under the shed, and now the werewolf is just hiding under the mist.
Yeah, this is like Jaws.
I know.
Yeah, so you kind of imagine him just, what is he doing, crawling around on his belly in there?
Sure, yeah. I gotta say, this is the weirdest fog I've ever seen, right?
Yeah.
It's a fog that goes only waist high.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Boom, there he goes. Yep. They're gonna fail miserably. So much for the peacemaker. You got a gun, dude. Use it. Oh. The guy's face is all mangled.
So did he kill all of the posse?
Well, we see these guys, right?
Yeah, it seems like that's at least 5 of them.
Stephen King wanted the werewolf to speak words, to snarl words, but then they said, yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Voices of Reason.
And cut to the funeral of all the people who died in the posse.
Is this the actual funeral, or is this just the dream? I think this might be the dream.
Oh, this is the dream. This is the dream. Yes, you're right. You're right. He's like a reverend. Aren't they supposed to be wearing like a different smock when they're performing the Eucharist? Usually they have a different kind of smock. I thought it was weird that they're doing a little choreography where each row is swaying the different direction.
Yeah, that was weird.
Oh, that lady playing the organ. She's going to turn into a werewolf, and then we see a werewolf play the organ. It's awesome. That's a great shot.
Really?
Yeah. Just keep an eye out for that. It's only takes like a second.
I remember
so.
that. I'm just saying really because you're saying that it's awesome.
I thought it was. It's just too bad the movie has such a small budget.
Yeah.
Hey, the preacher wasn't there when that private justice conversation happened.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and he says it so convincingly, like private justice. Like, just because you say it like that doesn't mean that it sounds bad. You know, vigilantism, I think it sounds a little worse than saying private justice.
Yeah. Everybody's turning into a werewolf.
Yeah. And the window exploded for some reason.
See, I kind of like this. But I agree. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it gives up the secret too quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we know right away that it's him now because nobody else even knows that it's a werewolf.
Yeah. Yep. Well, except for the audience, right?
Yeah, definitely the audience.
Right.
And the kid guessed that it was a werewolf. This scene is bizarre. Like, why, out of all the stuff that's going on in the town, this is the biggest disappointment is that they canceled the fireworks. They just had like 6 people get murdered.
Well, didn't they cancel the whole thing? Or just the fireworks?
I don't know. It's like, oh no, little Marty didn't get what he wanted. Everybody's got to bend over backwards for Marty. I think that this weird relationship between the brother and sister is kind of hard to follow because it's like most of the time the kid just feels bad that, that she's getting ignored and he's getting all the attention. But then at the same time, he says these weird things about her, or, he lets his friends throw the snake on her, or he says that thing about her, wearing a bra or whatever, and later on, that just seems so out of character for him.
Yeah, there's a lot of sibling rivalry, teasing each other. So I thought it was a little weird how quickly she believes him, though, because it's literally like a voiceover that says, yeah, I don't know why I believed him, but he believed it, and that was enough for me.
Yeah.
Like, okay, your kid brother, he's like 11, and he's talking about werewolves. You clearly dismissed that, right?
Well, he did say that he shot somebody in the eye. I mean, and that's what she's trying to figure out, is who's missing their eye.
Sure. Oh, that's the part where he's talking about tits. It was like, yeah, okay, kids talk like that, but yeah, that's a little weird.
It is weird because he's not like, he doesn't seem like that kind of kid up until this one moment in the movie, and then he goes back to normal.
Maybe he's trying to speak like that because his Uncle Red is there,
Yeah.
He's trying to be more grown up and
trying to impress him.
Yeah, trying to impress him. It's funny how he is so chaotic, but he kind of becomes the heart of this movie. Gary Busey. Oh, look at that.
Yeah. That is really impressive. He should have called it the Silver Bullet 2, right? Because he's already in one that's called the Silver Bullet.
Yeah. I love that in The Town Paralyzed by Fear, the only character who literally cannot walk is going to be the most mobile person on screen.
Yeah. He can get away from the werewolf going like 50 miles an hour.
Yeah, he's passing cars in the road.
Yeah, I know.
It's a Silver Bullet, a coming-of-age story where the hero's vehicle is like a NASCAR entry. Now, Silver Bullet.
One thing that's really weird about this, too, is that he got souped up crazy motorcycle wheelchair, and he's not wearing a helmet. And he drives it right up to the barbecue with his mom, and his mom doesn't ever say like, "What the hell is that? You can't. I'm not allowing you to drive that."
Well, I've always been surprised that in America, like, kids can start getting their driver's license when they're like 15 or 16, right?
Yeah. Well, when do you get your driver's license in Portugal?
Oh, that's a good question. It's a good question. I wonder. Let me look that up. I got it when I was in my 20s, but
in Washington you can get a learner's permit when you're 15, and then you spend a year learning how to drive, and then you get your actual driver's license when you're 16. And here in Alaska, you can do the learner's permit for 2 years, so you can have it when you're 14. So Joel's already got his.
So I think in Portugal for mopeds and light motorcycles, you can get a permit at 16, but for a standard passenger car in Portugal, you have to be 18 years old to get a driver's license.
Okay.
Yeah, I just looked that up. So that means that a kid technically in America could be driving a car on the road when he's 16, right?
Yeah. Well, in Japan, the drinking age is 20, but when in Japan, when you're born, you're one, and so that's like they would be 19 for the rest of the world.
Wait, run that by me again.
So in Japan, they don't say you're 0, right, when you're born. In America and probably European countries and stuff, they say you're 1 as soon as you're born.
Well, it's your first year, I guess, but you're only 1 12 months after you're born.
That's how they count it. And so when people, so that if the drinking age is 20, it's really like 19 the rest of the world.
Interesting. Well, drinking age in Portugal is 18, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and they made it one, I think, in America because they say your brain is still developing, up until you're into your 20s.
I think my brain is still developing, and I'm almost 50.
Yeah.
Gary Busey in his amazing Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's him dressing up, right? He's not wearing his stupid ripped-up vest with stains all over.
Right on. Okay, so how long has he been staying with them? For weeks, months, or just a weekend? Because I'm a little fuzzy on that. Oh, that thing is
didn't
just...
he come over for this barbecue?
Okay, but he's been building that thing in their garage, right?
Oh, is it? Yeah, was it their garage? I guess it was. That's a good point.
That motorcycle puts out so much smoke.
I know. Yeah. Well, the cool thing about it is that you can tell somebody built that. It's not like a special effect or a prop. That's a real thing, that he can drive, just like the other wheelchair.
Looks like a 50cc engine attached to a kind of a wheelchair seat.
Yeah. It's like got bicycle wheels and like a motorcycle engine.
No, I got him fireworks because the fireworks were canceled.
Yeah. Yeah, now go off by yourself unsupervised and shoot those in the middle of the night.
Sure.
Where people are murdered and there's a curfew.
Well, he does tell him stay close to the house. So, but you might as well be saying.
So this is the part I was impressed with Corey Haim, acting. That's like
he's going to climb.
That looks pretty hard.
What is that thing? Is that like a radio antenna? That's enormous.
Well, that's a good point. I was looking at that last night or 2 nights ago when I watched this, and I'm like, what is that? It's like a ham. Maybe it's for a TV antenna or something.
But that's a ham radio. Enormous for a TV antenna, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it looks almost like a radio tower.
Yeah.
Very convenient, and it's made of metal too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's really well done. Good job, Corey. Damn, that's rough. There he goes.
I guess, his friend is dead, so he's just going to do this by himself, and he's all happy about it.
Oh, yeah, speaking of which, you notice that when his uncle is taking him back home from his friend's funeral.
Yeah.
He starts kind of making jokes about the idea of a werewolf and starts laughing. And I'm like, dude, you just came from a kid's funeral, which is your nephew's best friend.
Yeah.
All right. Time to play with some explosives in rural America.
Yeah. In a forest.
At least the bridge seems to have these little notches where you can put the fireworks on.
Yeah.
Don't set the bridge on fire, kid.
Oh, I just got a notification from eBay that I've been on eBay for 27 years.
Holy moly. For real?
Yeah, I started on eBay when they first opened. Where you had to mail a check to the seller and then they would send you the thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we just saw the werewolf reflected in the water there. But now he seems to be in the bushes for some reason.
Yeah, the predator angle again. Yeah.
Some of these shots are really good, but when we actually see the werewolf full on, it looks a little loopy.
I don't like the werewolf's face.
It's very swollen, very kind of like, I don't know.
And he's got weird kind of human-looking eyes, and I don't know.
I like that part, though. Save the rocket for last, okay? That's a rocket.
So was his wheelchair called the Silver Bullet in the story?
Yeah.
Because it seems kind of on the nose to be calling that and the name of the movie is Silver Bullet and it's a werewolf movie.
Right.
So it seems like if a rocket is going to hurt his eye and take his eye out, then maybe they don't really need a silver bullet. Any bullet would be okay.
Well, no, it has to be a silver bullet because it's a werewolf, right? The fact that it got him in the eye.
It wasn't a silver rocket.
Well, but it didn't kill him, just maimed him.
Yeah, it took out his eye.
Sure.
So you could shoot him in the eyes with regular bullets.
But you wouldn't kill him. You just make him mad.
You'd make him wish he was dead.
Yeah. You'd make him wish he was dead.
Yeah. So he's got is that like a girlfriend or a prostitute with him?
Who knows? Maybe he hooked up with someone.
Yeah.
So I correct myself. He does not have a wheelchair called Silver Bullet in the story.
Oh, he doesn't?
No. I kind of skimmed through the story, but I just looked it up and he does have a wheelchair, but it's not, the Silver Bullet that we see in the movie.
Yeah. He's got 2 wheelchairs called the Silver Bullet in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kid is spacing out. He's like, I saw something that I can't explain.
Yeah. Yeah. So now what do you think about the girl being the narrator? From talking to you from the future. Which is, I guess, present day, right? Because she's an adult and it's 1980 and she's talking to you about something that happened in the 70s.
I think it's weird. I think it would make more sense to be the kid narrating his own story.
Yeah.
It makes it seem almost like something happened to the kid, so she's the one narrating the story.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, because you would totally expect that a kid in a wheelchair is not going to stand a chance against a werewolf.
But maybe they thought if the kid was narrating the story, it would be, I don't know, too much of a kid's movie.
Yeah. Well, whoever's narrating the story, it always gives you the impression that that person's going to survive. Yeah, it's a little bit of a spoiler.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
Her plan of doing this awkward can drive all over the town to find the person with the missing eye. And
the one-eyed
she finds
man.
all these weird-looking people. Why is everybody so weird?
Well, in fairness, she's being a little weird too.
Yeah, I mean, they look weird. They're weird, strange-looking people.
There's a bit of the paranoia going on in the movie, right? Like, who's the werewolf?
Yeah.
Like this old dude right here. Like, Jesus Christ.
Why does he have the towel over his face at a barber shop?
You never had a hot towel on your face after you got a shave?
No. He didn't get a shave.
Feels
He's
good.
got a beard.
Well, it opens up your pores. It's a standard practice, I think, for some old barbershop, places. They would just put a towel on the steam rack, and then they would wrap it on your face and, let the pores open up. But you're right. He does have a beard, so I don't know what happened there. Maybe
See, look at all these weird people.
Yeah.
Why do they look? Why do they get all these actors that are so crazy looking?
Well, it's a small town, right?
Yeah.
They got to look the part.
Yeah.
I don't like it when in the 90s everybody was like, every TV show has like young people who look like models.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
You know,
and high school kids that were actually like 25-year-olds.
We need to bring back like more average looking actors to movies.
That's true. Yeah, we did in the 80s with a lot of action stars and stuff that would like nowadays they would say they had no business being a movie star, like Charles Bronson.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's a perfect example.
Yeah.
His little mustache.
Well, Gary Busey, right, in this movie. Like
Right.
how did he end up being a movie star?
And there we go. Reveal shot of the guy with a Band-Aid on his eye.
In case we didn't figure it out from the dream, now we've got the proof.
I wonder how he would explain what happened to his congregation.
And why did he let her go in the garage to empty all the bottles when there's like stuff from dead people in there?
Well, in all fairness, she kind of knocks over a whole bunch of like cans, right? And that stuff was like hidden behind it, I think.
Yeah, but still, he could have just said, you know what, I'll take care of that.
Maybe he likes to keep a trophy. I don't know.
Yeah. Or maybe he was planning on killing her.
Like he's going to kill someone else for that.
That wasn't a mouse.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. They should have used a rat. That would have been.
Yeah.
Man, I can't imagine how that shed smells with all the dry soda and beer inside those cans.
Yeah.
No, it's a little gerbil with a fuzzy tail.
Yeah. Well, and why is she filling up the whole garage with these cans? I mean, how often did they just never take them to recycling?
It's a drive. I don't know how many cans that city has, but if everybody's an alcoholic, they sure got a lot of cans every week.
Yeah, they should have been Coors instead of the Bud Light.
Oh, there's a Coors right there.
Okay.
There's 2 Coors cans right there and a bunch of Buds. And Schaefer beer probably doesn't exist anymore.
She's totally like shaking.
I like that the werewolf is going to be using the peacemaker. Well, not the werewolf, but the priest is going to be using the peacemaker on another victim.
Yeah. Yeah, they sent that poor sheriff to die.
Yep. That's a pretty gruesome death.
Yeah. Of course, the sheriff could have brought the deputy with him. You know, why go by herself in the middle of the night?
This movie's very tropey, for sure.
Yeah. And it had a $7 million budget. I wonder where all the money went. I mean, they made Hellraiser for $1 million, and it was filmed in England. I guess makeup effects for the all those werewolves in that one dream sequence.
I don't have a breakdown of the budget, but
Gary Busey.
I don't think Gary Busey got $1 million to make the movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess
they got a director who was doing his first ever movie, so directing himself. So that probably didn't cost a lot.
Well, it was America, I guess. Britain makes do with less money, but Americans tend to inflate the budget a little more. I don't know.
Yeah.
You got to count stuff like optioning the story and the crew, actors, like you said, and also marketing. That's a pretty fairly typical 80s kid room right there.
Yeah.
But Stephen King's cities always seem to be a little bit stuck in time, right?
Yeah. Because he wants to make them the way he remembered when he was a kid.
That makes sense. And the letter that they sent to the priest. Like...
Yeah. Kill yourself.
Kill yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. They just skim over a lot of detail in this movie. Like, like how would the priest explain losing an eye?
Yeah.
That one's kind of stuck here in my craw.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
And the girl didn't even ask him. She could have covered for her being totally terrified by saying, like, hey, what happened to your eye?
Well, technically she knows what happened to the eye, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't know that.
Right. It's the Peacemaker. Just say it's the Peacemaker. It's from a guy who was murdered in the woods.
Yeah. And how drunk he is all the time. You'd think he would know about the Peacemaker.
Fair point, but I don't think he lives here regularly, right? So.
Oh, does he drive in from another town?
Well, I got that vibe, but now that I think about it, yeah, you're right. I don't know if he lives in that town, but I guess he only visits every once in a while, so I expected him to be from out of town,
Well, that's right, because she did say that he only visits once a month.
Mm-hmm. It's funny the stuff our brain kind of makes up.
Yeah.
Like, when you brought that up, I was like, huh, is he living in the same town? I don't know. There's a little bit to be said here. I was going to say this a while ago, but about the werewolf representing like the repression of like maybe anger.
Oh, yeah.
And especially the man of the cloth, who's like a guy who is celibate and kind of repressed.
Yeah.
So I wonder how much that symbolism is there for the idea of this other beastly side that the holy man has to keep hidden.
And the way that religion tries to excuse horrible events, right?
Sure.
By using their religion, like the Crusades or the Inquisition.
Mm-hmm. This is a sad moment here where you can tell the kid is like really feeling the sadness of not being able to walk.
Yeah.
The director is not very subtle about it. He's actually focusing on the kid's legs running and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we get it. But hey, you got the silver bullet, my dude.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd think that other kids would be pretty jealous of that. They have to ride like regular 10-speed bicycles, and he's got this wheelchair that can go 50 miles an hour.
Yeah, but he also has to spend all his pocket money on gas.
Yeah.
And back in the 80s, we went through a big energy crisis.
It was it was 74. Was it?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I was almost born in Louisville, Kentucky, because my dad was trying to drive back to Washington when my mom was pregnant, and they got stuck at a gas station where they wouldn't give him any gas because they're like, you're not one of our local customers. Only local customers get gas.
Wow.
And so my dad said, well, I'm not moving my car from here until you let me buy gas.
Yeah, that's terrible. Makes you wonder now that gas prices are going to go up again. Whenever resources start getting rationed, people start getting a little...
Yeah.
Empathy goes out the door.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the scene that I remember
it
the
is
most.
Really tense. And probably a little more relatable than getting attacked by a werewolf.
And just the fact that the priest is like, he starts to lose it a bit. Like, he starts not being fully shaven and stuff. He starts getting like a bit of a 5 o'clock shadow. Yeah. And now he's got an eye patch.
Yeah, and there's something weird about in this scene. Like, here he's trying to run over a kid in a wheelchair, but then later on when he sees him on that bridge, he's trying to explain to him, like, his rationale for why he kills people. Like, oh, she was going to kill herself and she would have gone to hell, so that's why I murdered her. Like, okay, what about all the other people? What about that kid that was flying a kite? What's your excuse for that one?
I think it's almost like he's trying to justify it to himself.
Yeah, definitely. And he knows he can't kill himself because that's a mortal sin.
Mm-hmm.
Like RoboCop couldn't kill himself, right? That's the only reason that out of all the experiments they did, he's the only one that survived because he was Catholic and he wouldn't kill himself.
Oh, was that why?
Yeah.
I thought it was because he was subjected to the directives.
Well,
but yeah, in RoboCop 2, there's that funny scene that, I was just talking about that with Sarah yesterday because she showed me a scene of like a meme of one of the RoboCop that tears out his helmet and screams, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. He looks like Eddie from from Iron Maiden.
Okay. This bridge is just so totally almost like a caricature of a closed bridge.
Yeah.
Like, okay, kid, you're stuck, and this is it. You're in a dead end.
Yeah, or like that bridge on Evil Dead.
Oh, yeah, the rickety bridge.
Yeah.
It's pretty rickety. And the way he just stands there and takes a beat and then walks in.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It is scary. You really feel for this poor kid. He's like, not only is he paralyzed, but now his wheelchair's out of gas. So it's worse than a wheelchair because he can't even wheel it with his hands anymore.
Right, because his wheel is stuck to that piece of board there. I wonder how heavy that would be if he had to move it with his hands.
I don't think he could do it.
Yeah.
He just said I would never willingly hurt a child. What about Brady?
Well, I take it that he's lying.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, obviously he's about to kill him.
Yeah.
I think this is just him bullshitting the kid, like trying to flex his authority and trying to flex his religious, logic to preach at the kid almost as he's about to kill him. Justifying that this kid told me to kill myself and now I'm going to kill him because he knows my secret.
Yeah. Mr. Bitterman.
He's a really good villain.
Yeah.
Okay, I know for a fact that him being inside that closed off bridge and the guy operating a big tractor that makes a lot of noise, he would never have hurt him, but okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's out of there.
Yeah.
Priest is like, I don't want to kill two people.
Convincing.
Spooky in there. There's a little bit of investigating here by Uncle Red when he looks at the paint on the silver bullet.
Yeah.
You know, this movie's on YouTube free with ads.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I should probably mention, for the listeners, I was looking to rent this for this episode, and I found an 8-movie deal on iTunes for $14.
I thought it was 10.
It's actually 8. I was just guessing.
Oh, okay.
10. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it comes with Cujo, The Dead Zone, Silver Bullet, Pet Sematary, Graveyard Shift, Thinner, The Running Man, and Tales from the Dark Side, the movie.
I think I've seen Thinner. It's about a guy that keeps losing weight.
Adam West is the main character in that.
Oh, yeah. The Dead Zone's great. Wasn't The Dead Zone up for voting for one of our previous commentaries?
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, I don't think I've seen it. I should watch that.
That's really good.
Now here's the sheriff investigating. Why does he have to investigate in the middle of the night? He just heard all about werewolves. Of course, he doesn't believe it, but still, you could go in the middle of the daytime.
Because it's scarier, Ryan.
Yeah. Every time somebody gets murdered, they go back to the town and people aren't really talking about it that much. They just sort of go on with their lives. It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, sometimes it's like that. In
You make
Cleveland
jokes
here,
about werewolves on the way back from your friend's funeral.
No. But I think in a society where there's so much violence, sometimes it's kind of easy to just, if it doesn't affect you personally, like, it's easy to, like, let it go to an extent. Like, it's weird because here in Cleveland, they just found a couple of girls in suitcases.
Yeah.
Not too far from where I live. And it's horrifying. But at the same time, you still have to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
You just hope that the system works and that these people are found. But it's kind of scary. Like, I come from a country where maybe 10 people get shot with guns every year. Yeah. And, if there's any sort of like body that's found, it's probably like every few years.
Right. And here it's
like, yeah, it's almost like every week you hear something like, oh, someone got shot in that corner and someone got busted in that corner. And now they found.
Well, yeah. And remember when Columbine was such a huge thing and it shocked the world, right? And then it's like every weekend there's one of those.
That's true. Well, here's the sheriff getting right into the wolf's mouth.
Yeah.
Like you said, this is an illegal search, sir. He can't just walk into a guy's garage, open it up, and start looking inside it. That is an illegal search.
Yeah.
But, look at all those old drink crates, right? The Pepsi, the 7-Up.
Yeah. Yeah, and all the pop is in bottles.
Glass bottles, right? They have deposits. That's how they did the drive.
Right.
Did you know that back in the 80s, collecting cans of pop was like a thing? I remember my brother used to have a collection of cans.
Oh, yeah. I remember going over to a friend's house and he had all those cans of Coke stacked all over his room.
Yeah. Well, maybe he was just a hoarder. I think I remember more than one person would collect cans, stack them up into like little things, but it was all the cans were different. So it's like if you had a different pop, you kept the can. You had a different drink that had a cool can, you kept it. And then eventually you got tired.
In college, the people would have like empty alcohol bottles that they would put on the windowsill and on the refrigerator and stuff.
Yeah, I think they were just lazy.
Yeah, maybe.
Bam! That's the bloodiest head clubbing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Okay, that shot was not very good. And the Peacemaker strikes again.
And I think I'm ahead of you now. Because now he's talking to Red about making the silver bullet.
Oh, I'm seeing them by a lake, and he's giving him the medallion to make the silver bullet, right?
Yeah, I'm probably 5 seconds ahead of you, maybe. He just said the guy gets wolfier.
This almost comes out of nowhere, the idea of a silver bullet.
Yeah.
Nobody discusses the lore of the werewolf to justify talking about a silver bullet. I guess they just expect people to know about it.
Yeah.
Guy gets wolfier.
Yeah. I mean, it's not as crazy as all the vampire stuff, right? Like, they can't cross running water. They have to get invited inside. You have to cut their head off and stuff their mouth full of holy wafers or put a wooden stake through their heart. And they're afraid of crosses.
Yeah, werewolves only have that one weakness, right?
Yeah.
But also vampires are always vampires, and werewolves are only werewolves once every month.
Yeah.
So, quick question. Do you think that if a werewolf is human during the time when the moon is not full, do you think that they can be shot and killed with anything other than a silver bullet?
I guess it depends on the movie, right?
Because I know that there are some classic werewolf stories, but I'm not familiar with them.
Yeah.
To know if there's any other like lore behind it.
You never see that come up, right? Because nobody ever attacks them when they're in their human form.
Yeah, to me, werewolf was always a monster from the movies, not so much from books like vampires are.
Yeah.
Of course, should say that Tarker's Mills is a fictional town, just like a lot of places that Stephen King writes about.
Yeah.
Like Derry, Castle Rock, Chester's Mill. Castle Rock is where Cujo takes place, right? I think.
I can't remember. Did we cover Cujo for our? I think we might have.
We didn't watch the movie. We might have. No, we didn't watch the movie.
Oh, okay.
No,
I know I watched it, but I thought it was
years.
For this.
I like the approach that Gary Busey says here. Like, hey, my nephew just found out about the Lone Ranger.
Yeah,
but the armor guy, he knows. He's like, well,
yeah, man,
this could
the
kill
Lone Ranger was so long ago. I completely forgot that he had silver bullets.
Yeah,
what a waste of money.
Is he supposed to be rich? Or does he have access to a silver mine?
I can't remember. I don't remember who. Yeah, I don't remember anything about the Lone Ranger. I remember Tonto.
Gary Busey is rumored to have ad-libbed a lot of his lines in this movie.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah.
If the director's sick of trying to make him remember his lines, it's like, okay, whatever. I guess that'll be okay.
Like that when he's saying, oh, fuck the Phillies, fuck this, fuck that. That sounds like an ad-lib. Because that's not in the novella. Or the joke about the guy calling the bartender a jackass.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
The parents are so wound up. They're about to go on a vacation, and it looks like they're going to a convention or something.
So, yeah, here's some more evidence that Red is rich, I guess, because he bought them a trip to New York. Right,
yeah, that's what I was saying at the beginning. Like, he paid for that out of his own pocket because he tells the kid, I didn't win this from publishers, that was sweepstakes. What did he say?
Publishers Clearinghouse? I don't know.
Publishers Clearinghouse, right? That was a thing in America.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and Ed McMahon would come to your door with an oversized novelty check and if you won Publishers Clearinghouse. Okay, so I don't know anything about that. Was that something you had to apply for, or was that something from like... Yeah, I guess so. It might have been a scam. I have no idea because they had lots of TV commercials about it with Ed McMahon and stuff, but I never heard about anybody that won. Was it for people that had subscriptions to magazines or something? Maybe, yeah. That's probably what it is. I don't know what you have to do to enter. And they would say, you may have already won.
So when they started shooting the movie, they didn't even have a proper werewolf suit. It took many months to complete it. And then Dino De Laurentiis wasn't happy with how it looked. They hired a guy who was actually a dancer to do the movements inside the suit. But then, again, Dino De Laurentiis, I think, didn't like that. So it ended up being Everett McGill, who plays the Reverend, who ended up being in the suit for some of the scenes. So he kind of played both parts, yeah.
Well, that's not very typical. Usually they would want somebody who's tall and thin.
Oh, did you see that they were sleeping, watching TV, and the TV just stopped transmission for the day?
Yeah.
In Portugal, we used to have that too. Like they would play the national hymn, and there would be a flag on the screen, and then it just went to like that. It wouldn't go to like static, but it would go to the technical
test pattern. Yeah,
the test pattern. Yeah,
yeah.
And then it would start again, maybe like 7 a.m. or something. Nowadays, it's crazy. Nowadays, it's like there's no such thing as like closing transmission for the day. It's 24 hours all the time.
Yeah. Right. Well, yeah. Now with cable and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, cable existed in the 80s, but we didn't. We never had it when I was growing up.
Doesn't it freak you out that he's like waving the gun around in front of the kids?
Yes. And then the really stupid part is when he decides, see, this is the perfect time for me to take the bullet out of the gun. Like, really? Like,
dude, you're all in right now, and then you're going to be like, I'm starting to feel like a jackass. Like,
yeah,
you did this whole stuff, and now is the moment that you have a doubt?
Yeah. They just saw something in the window and screamed, and now he's like, you know what?
Look,
we just were seeing
he was practically pointing at Corey Haim there, the gun.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy. Like, my dude.
Oh, geez, yeah.
It's crazy. Oh, that big cathode ray tube TV.
Yeah.
I do not miss those. That TV probably weighed like 240 pounds or something.
I have a little one in here in the studio.
Oh, sure, yeah.
It's a little stereo one with AV ports on it.
Yeah, I still have one back in Portugal in my bedroom. It's probably still there. I always wanted to have one of those tiny ones that had a VCR built into it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if you find those, they're hundreds of dollars, especially working ones.
The reason I don't get those is because they're always in mono.
Yeah, and if the inbuilt player gets busted, then
that's
you can't fix it anymore. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I wonder if that wasn't Gary Busey. That was a stunt double that went flying through the air there.
Werewolf still hasn't showed up in my movie. I think now you're a little fast.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty, I don't know. Your copy is a little different than mine.
Yeah, that werewolf face is like kind of chubby.
Yeah. And also there's a little bit of cheating in here, right? Because this werewolf, all of their body parts would be flying through the air if they were anybody else in this, from earlier in the movie. But it's this big, long, drawn-out, tense fight when it's these guys. Right. But everybody else, they would have been just ripped to shreds.
Right. I mean, he grabs the girl and picks her up instead of, like, just biting her.
Yeah, he picked her up by her head. I mean, then the first guy we saw, his head just went flying in 1 second.
I guess he's just, having fun.
Yeah.
Playing with them.
See, he shot him in the eye. He could have used a regular bullet to shoot him in the eye.
Yes, but again, would that have killed him?
Yeah, well...
I guess we'll never know.
But a blind werewolf isn't as much of a threat.
Yeah. Oh, he shot me in the eye. I'm not supposed to get any bullets in it.
That's Lenny from The Simpsons.
Simpsons, yes. That was a deep cut.
Yeah.
I hate the part where in the 80s they always had to make the one last scare where the monster's dead, but he has to come up.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I'm glad they stopped doing that in movies.
Yeah. Or when people would say, you know what, I'm glad this is all over. I'm going to sit down by the dead body and take a rest for a minute.
Hey, the werewolf is deflating.
Yeah.
So now we have a naked reverend in their living room. Is that what it is? Because I don't think he was wearing pants.
Yeah, and so he's naked and he's got both of his eyes out. How is Red going to explain that to? I guess there aren't any authorities now. Are they're all dead? Guess there's that deputy with the clip-on tie.
That's always that thing, right? When the movie is like, well, how are they going to explain that? Well, I guess we'll never find out because now the movie's over.
Yeah, but we've got this narrator who's probably not narrating from prison. I don't know.
Well, somehow they explained it and people believe them.
Yeah. So I'm on the credits now.
That's a good bonding moment at the end where the kid tells his sister he loves her.
Yeah, and at least their parents didn't get killed.
Yeah, their parents don't do anything in the whole movie.
Yeah, and Red didn't get killed, even though he got flung around through the air a bunch of times.
Well, you were saying that might have been a stunt double, and I'm looking at some trivia here from TV Tropes for Silver Bullet says, no stunt double. Gary Busey did all his own stunts and sustained injuries from broken artificial glass during the scene where his character is thrown into a mirror at the end. Yeah,
that's because when they showed that, you couldn't see his face, and so it looked like probably a stunt double.
Yeah. Maybe that was for that shot, but when he hits that mirror, he did get injuries from that. At least that's what it says here.
Okay.
And Everett McGill ended up wearing the werewolf costume for most of his scenes, with only a few sequences subbed in by stunt coordinator Julius LaFleur.
Wow.
Oh, and Don Coscarelli from Phantasm was initially attached to direct this movie, but then he had disagreements with Dino De Laurentiis, as is usually the case with all the directors that work for him.
Yeah.
And that's when I think the other guy came in to direct the rest of the movie. Yeah.
We'll get this guy who is, dying to direct a movie for the first time.
Yeah. Daniel Attias.
Yeah.
Interesting choice of music there at the end, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's an average movie. I mean, as far as Stephen King adaptations go, it's adapted by himself, so I guess he can't complain about it.
Yeah.
But the budget could have been higher. I guess the werewolf could have looked a little better.
But I don't know, maybe it's like Rawhead Rex, right? I mean, Clive Barker wrote the script for that, but he wasn't happy with how the movie turned out.
Yeah. I do think this movie has some heart, so I'll give it that. Yeah. Corey Haim does a great job.
That's the end of the credits for me.
This movie won with a few votes against all the other movies. There were a lot of good contenders there, like Life Force.
Yes, there were.
That's about vampires. That's a really crazy movie.
I've always wanted to see Return to Oz because I've heard about how crazy that is, but I've never seen it.
It's one of my favorite movies. Yeah, I should have voted for that one. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, yeah.
I saw it in the theater.
Huh.
Yeah, when I was a teenager, I saw that in the theater.
Reanimator would have been good. I
remember Reanimator as well.
The stuff, just kids talking about it at school when I was a kid, but it's like that mayonnaise stuff that turns you into a monster, or I forget what it is.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen this stuff. Now I got to watch that.
Yeah.
Huh. I think that came out on
right. It has Cliff and Norm from Cheers in it.
Is that the one that has the poster with the disembodied hand ringing the bell?
Yes, exactly. Coming soon, we're going to have more news and interviews, and the book Club of Blood will come back with Human Remains, and we'll do an episode with character portraits, and also we'll talk about the new release of Hellraiser 2022 on 4K Blu-ray.
So I got the Steelbook recently. I was able to skim through it a little bit. I was actually listening to the David Bruckner director's commentary, and it's pretty good. I haven't watched the whole thing through yet because I have other stuff. But,
maybe that's what I'll watch when we prepare for that. Then is the commentary one of it.
And Ed Martinez recorded the commentary track with the Russells, the Cenobites. So
right.
He recorded that in a conversation with them, and then sent that to Turbine, and they put that as a commentary track.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
They could have gotten the Clive Barker podcast though. So
that's right.
There's a lot of good stuff in that, a lot of featurettes. So we'll get into that release because Europe doesn't have Hulu, right? So they published it there.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. All right. Well, and this podcast, having no beginning, will have no end. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you have subscribed or followed our podcast. You can find the Clive Barker podcast wherever you find audio. Show notes for this episode, as well as news and reviews, can be found at our website at www.clivebarkercast.com. The Clive Barker Podcast, or BarkerCast, is an independent editorial podcast and blog that's not affiliated with Clive Barker or Seraphim Inc. This is a labor of love by the fans for the fans. You can chat with us on our Facebook BarkerCast listeners group, our Facebook page, Reddit, Blue Sky, or our Discord server. Have you already bought our book? The BarkerCast Interviews Occupy Midian, available in Amazon hardcover, Kindle, and Apple Books. Join our Patreon and become a patron to get access to exclusive stuff, pick an episode topic, or maybe join in the discussion. You can also buy a t-shirt in our TeePublic store. Just go to tpublic.com/stores/BarkerCast. Leave a voicemail for us on the SpeakPipe link on our blog, and we might put it in the episode. Opening and ending music generously provided by Ray Norrish.
Thanks for listening.